Welcome to the EPA series, a journey into your Evo potential analysis. I'm Annalisa, inner alchemist, and in this space, we will explore the hidden layers of how you think, choose, and act so you can lead your life and business with clarity, not chaos. This isn't about fixing who you are, it's about revealing your design so that everything begins to work better for you. Let's begin. And welcome. I'm so happy you're here. You may not know exactly what brought you to this podcast. Maybe it was curiosity, or maybe just maybe your soul has been whispering that something inside you needs to shift, that you've outgrown a version of yourself that it used to work, but now doesn't. If you're a solopreneur, a freelancer, a leader, a manager, someone who carries many roles and wears many hats, then I see you. And I know the weight of trying to do it all while also trying to figure out who you're becoming and who you want to be. I created this podcast series to walk you through one of the most transformational tools I've ever worked with, the Evo Potential Analysis, or EPA. But this isn't a personality test. It's not about boxing you in. This is about decoding the invisible software that runs your thoughts, behaviors, reactions, and decisions. The part of you that says yes when you meant no. The part that avoids the hard conversations. The part that over delivers and under rests. What if, stay with me here, what if the problem isn't you? What if you're just running an outdated mental operating system, one that was built for survival and not joy? The EPA is a behavioral map. It's not about who you are at your core, your soul, your essence. It's about the strategies that you've developed over time. Think of it like Google Maps. But instead of mapping your city, it maps how you navigate business, boundaries, leadership, motivation, communication, and all of it. And just like with any map, the moment you see where you are and how you're moving, something clicks. You finally understand why you keep ending up in the same frustrating places or situations. This is called awareness, but not the fluffy kind. It's the kind of awareness that makes you go, oh, that's why I freeze during conflict. That's why I feel exhausted when I'm doing what I love. That's why I can't stop people pleasing even when I know better. It's absolutely magical. I just love this stuff. And I've helped so many people and so many clients. Here's the metaphor that I love. Imagine that your mind is a supercomputer. Over the years, every experience you've had, every success, every trauma, every relationship has written lines of code into your system. That code became your habits, your reflexes, your assumptions about yourself and the world. EPA helps you read that code. And once you can read it, of course, you can rewrite it if you so choose to. Because nothing in your behavioral map is fixed. That's the great thing. These traits aren't prisons, they're potential. They show you where your strengths are, where your blind spots live, and where your soul is asking for an update. There's a deep relief in finally seeing why you act the way you do without any judgment. One of the most common things I hear in EPA sessions with my clients is, I thought I was broken. Something was wrong with me. But now I see I was just using the wrong strategy in the wrong situation. Let me give you an example. There is a trait in the analysis called organizational vision, and it's about your ability to plan, organize, and keep sight of your goals. When this trait is high, people can create structured, inspiring roadmaps for their life and business. They don't just react to life, they lead it. But what happens when this trait is low? You might find yourself constantly chasing fires, stuck in reactive mode, unsure of where you're going. You might even stop dreaming altogether. And here is the kicker. People with a low score in organizational vision often aren't lazy or confused. They're just buried under compromises. They've said yes too many times to too many people. They've taken care of everyone but themselves. And once they see this on the EPA map, something shifts. They stop blaming their lack of productivity and start reclaiming their right to imagine again. And this is the gift of awareness, not to shame you, but to free you. I want to remind you that you are not your traits. You are not your scores on the EPA map. You are the interpreter of your map, the captain of your ship, the soul behind the behavioral system. EPA doesn't tell you who you are. It tells you how you've learned to behave to survive while giving you the tools to evolve from survival to leadership, from burnout to balance, from confusion to clarity, from fear to faith. Yes, faith, because I believe there's something sacred about understanding ourselves. It isn't just a self-assessment, it's a spiritual tool, one that helps you hear the voice of your own wisdom again, loud and clear. In the next episode, we'll begin our journey through each of the 18 traits, starting with organizational vision. And I promise it's going to change the way you see everything. So if something inside you is stirring, if you're curious about what your inner map looks like, I'd love to invite you to listen to the entire series. Leave a like and a follow. That really helps me. But mostly, as you continue listening, let me know what you are most curious about, each and every one of these traits. Grazie. Ti abbraccio.